So we ran into a little obstacle, which is it's snowing in June. And we're back.
Part 2.
It's
here we go.
Just about 8 months later, I think. We're in June of 23 now, and it's the early season scouting time. So kind of what we learned from last time was we thought we knew the area, and we kind of did, but didn't know it as well as we had wanted to.
Yeah, and if you were following us, we definitely made some mistakes along the way. So hopefully we're starting to buff out all those scratches.
And we also have brought a couple guys with us. My brother, Andrew, who I've done a little bit of hunting, but a lot of shooting with. And then our good friend, David, who's a great videographer, photographer, and a little bit of an outdoorsman. And the idea is to kind of take a little bit of the...
We are putting ours in 360 real quick.
That was him on the radio. Be able to take some of like the filming pressure off of us and let us kind of just do our thing.
You still copy?
Yeah, 10-4.
Straighten out. Yeah, and then you'll have a bit of a bump back here.
You thinking about bringing her back and trying again, or do you think we go set up base camp down low for tonight and try making it tomorrow and hopefully some sun?
I'd be fine, maybe scared of scraping, but that's where I think it might get too stuck in here.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where I think we might need to shovel it a little bit.
yeah, and realistically, I think you're going to get, like, you're going to tilt hard.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, and I'm thinking to crawl up on that rock a little bit.
No rush, you're good. You're good. You're good. Come on. Come on. Oh, oh.
We made it through the first one, with the first rig. So now it's time for the second rig.
And honestly, like, these are the type of things that you can either let it ruin your trip or
Enjoy it.
yeah, that's part of like what adventure is.
Back windows open too.
Okay.
So that's a great example of encountering an obstacle on your adventures. You can let something like that absolutely destroy your trip, when really it just takes a little bit of effort and you're cleaning through. I mean, granted, we have 4 guys, we came prepared with shovels and fast tracks, but yeah, you can look at an obstacle like that where this is a little sketchy, don't know if we should try it, and that would have just changed the whole trip. Would have had to hike an additional, what is this, probably 3-4 miles? 4.9 miles just to get to the campsite.
Okay, so it got a little hairy on the road and it was getting dark. So we decided to camp where it's flat, make some, dehydrated meals, some mountain houses, and then we'll resume in the morning. So it's 8:52, 9 o'clock. We're almost out of light. So we're just gonna camp here, make some dinner, have a good rest, and then hit it early in the morning. Hopefully we can make it to that spot that we're trying to get to when we have a little bit more light and energy. So that's what we're up to now.
You got chicken teriyaki, chicken fried rice, and beef stew.
This is technically a full bite trail. Right here? Okay. I mean, we'd have to check it out in the daytime, but what if we got to here? Somehow.
Like truck?
And then took these backpacking trails, because then we're still seeing up these valleys.
We're trying to get into. So here's a loop.
Right.
Here's that loop. We're trying to get into these valleys.
Where are we at right now?
Okay. But this is that one where we saw those two random does.
Yep. And I guess if
And
we
that's
did,
that elk
Like
migration zone.
yeah, honestly, maybe you're right.
9:30. We're probably about to get in our tents for the night. We like to kind of wake up with the sun. So we'll see what happens. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock when the sun's going to come out. And we kind of have an idea of where we're going to try to get to with now knowing all the snow. But we'll have to really assess the situation in the morning when we wake up and see how this trail or that trail up there is doing. We didn't really necessarily plan for snow per se. We kind of planned for rain. So
Because typically it starts melting pretty heavily in June. End of May is when it's usually like this. So
it's just been a wet season.
yeah, it's wet and it's not raining, and we're also on the shady side. It doesn't get a ton of sun, and we're still below tree line. So even if we can make it up and over the saddle, we probably won't go peak to peak in the area we're hunting, but maybe we can get up to this saddle where we can drive to and then glass from there and see what's up.
Good morning.
Good morning. I think we're gonna make some breakfast. Some good old breakfast burritos.
Some coffee.
Some coffee. And then kind of figure out what we're gonna do today now that we can kind of see. We have about 2 hours before it starts raining, according to weather.
So our hope is that we can get the drone up in the air to kind of scout out the path for the trucks and see if it's even feasible to get up to where we want to get. But we're gonna try and do that before the rain rolls in and see what we can see.
We're about to fly the drone.
Yep.
But the weather called for rain at around 10 and it's 7:51 and it's actually starting to snow. There's little snowflakes falling constantly.
woke up this morning, had a bomb-ass breakfast. Way to go. Glamping at its finest. Some CDT hikers came through. Shout out Mello and Hugo. And they were just taking a quick break, had some coffee with us, continued on to head up to Jones Pass to shoot on over to the Silverthorn, and then pick on up the CDT. They're heading north. But yeah, as we were watching them kind of head up where we needed to go, they were hiking on snow the whole time, so there was going to be no way we got through on the cars. So we're kind of pivoting and making this a camping trip, trying to make the most of any scouting we can as far as the area goes. But worst case scenario, we'll just end up hanging around, shoot some bows, have some meals, play some cards, kind of as a getaway weekend.
It's gotten a little crazy out, as you can see. Snowing quite a bit, so we're packing up camp and we're going to try to go lower to get in the tree line and lose elevation.